Lost my mind, now I'm feeling so fine, 'cause I finally realized I don't need you. I'm feeling sublime, and you're watching me shine, and you realize it's time I don't need you.
Hey, this is Brooke.
Hey, this is Imani.
And welcome to another episode of Resources in the Valley,
Where you get your tools to receive the most out of each day.
Hey, Imani,
All
how
right.
are you? How's the holiday going? What's new?
I'm doing pretty good, and I'm excited about today's episode because I do this every year, going into New Year, so it's exciting to do it out loud and actually discuss it. But I'm doing really well, and this holiday season has been really interesting. My children just learned what Christmas is. I guess they've been not aware all this time, so now the pressure's on. Oh gosh. Okay, what about you? How was your week? How's everything going?
Everything is going good. Ready for Christmas. And ready for hopefully maybe just like if I can just get a day or two break, I'll be grateful. Um, between Christmas and New Year's, if I can just get 1 or 2 days, that's it. I'll be grateful. But everything's going good. Finishing the year off strong, challenging but fun and exciting. So I'm grateful. Well, last week we discussed rejection. Our call to action was Turn Every Strike Against You into an Opportunity by Damon John. And we also discussed looking at the TED Talk that Imani spoke about, 100 Days of Rejection, to kind of learn, different ways to deal with rejection. Did you want to add anything before we started today's topic, Imani?
Yeah, I think that kind of touching on what we discussed last time, the reason why we don't do certain things is because we don't want to look silly or we don't want to try to sell something and feel like we hear crickets because no one's purchasing what we want to sell. And I think the secret to many people's success is we have no idea the number of no's they've faced um, to get the yeses that mattered. So hopefully that encouraged you all the way it encouraged us to just be bold and be fearless and realize rejection is just a part of life. So it's a part of life. It's not the end of your life or the end of your goal.
Definitely. That's definitely so true. So this week's episode is a letter to yourself. This week's, well, we wrote a letter to our pre-entrepreneurial selves or our younger selves. And we just reflected on different things and experiences that we have dealt with in life. And we're going to read our letter today, and then we're going to reflect and discuss them and things like that. And Imani is going to go first, so take it away.
Oh, a little switcheroo. Okay. So I've been reflecting on my letter, and there are a couple things that I'm just going to say at the end that just came to me this morning, but I'll jump right into it. So, Imani, what I admire most about you is your heart, focus, and love for others. Don't lose it in the face of the challenges you'll face. You're not only more resilient than you think you are, but your resilience will be built and greater formed through the difficulty that you face, through the joy that you face. And you'll find that the children that are driving you crazy will give you greater reason to persevere no matter what may come your way. You want to be a good example for them, but you'll find that they're just as great of an example for you. You're so many things for so many people, but never forget to be good to yourself. Show up the way you want to. Say no to what doesn't serve you unapologetically. Say yes to both risk and accountability, as it's foolish to do one without the other. And remind yourself how wonderful you really are every day. So that is a pretty short letter.
No, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I think like I was a Disney character a decade ago, where literally like I think it's the movie Enchanted where the girl comes to New York and she's just like singing. There's one movie like that, I can't remember the title, but she's just singing, running around potholes and whatnot. And I feel like that was me. So I felt like I wanted to write an encouraging letter, one that reminds myself of my value, but also just future me talking to past me, letting me know that those challenges, um, they're not indicative of my value. They're not indicative of places where I failed. Challenges, like we talked about rejection, are also just part of life. And I think that surprised me. So I think I spent a lot of time being very surprised and hurt and confused, because I kind of felt like if you live life a certain way, you'll avoid a lot of things. And I think I did avoid a good amount of things, but you don't avoid difficulty. You know, you don't avoid grief, you don't avoid death, you don't avoid loss, you don't avoid anything, you know, that is just part of life on earth. So, so I feel like I wanted to kind of speak to that because I know I was just so happy and so excited. Um, and which there's nothing wrong with being happy and excited, but I think just the knowledge of like the perseverance that you need will come. If you don't have it, it will come, you know, through the process. But yeah, what's your take on that, Brooke?
I love it. My favorite line was say no to what doesn't serve you. It's something that you learn along the way. It's not something that we always know from the beginning. Um, Last night I was discussing lessons with my brother that I have given my children, and my son had to learn a hard lesson last year. And my brother made a comment that said he's very young to have learned that lesson. Like I didn't learn that lesson until I was in my teenage years. Um, and the things that we go through, the choices that we make, and the way we walk through life will give us certain lessons at certain times. And it doesn't mean that it's not a specific time. It's not like 25, I'm going to definitely get this lesson. No, it just doesn't work that way. It's from the choices and the things, you know, and the walk and things that happen or things that, you know, we encounter as, you know, through our journey in life. Life is a journey. And not only is life a journey, life is a medley of lessons. So through that medley of lessons or that soup of lessons, you have to learn each one. And you know, as we go through that journey and we go through life and we learn different things and we encounter different challenges, we begin to learn those lessons. Well, our phenomenal woman of the week, before I read my letter, is Lisa Nichols. Lisa Nichols is a motivational speaker. She's written a few books, but she does a lot of motivational things. She also has a track background. She was a runner early in her time. I'm just going to read a blurb from her website. I decided to choose Lisa Nichols because of a book that I was recently listening to an interview about that she wrote. Um, and I wanted to also choose her because we're ending the year. Okay, we're ending the year, we're ending our mental health series. And motivation and the things that we go through can really affect us. And it's up to us whether we allow it to affect us negatively or positively. And it's often hard at first, like when you're in it, but as you start to process what you're going through, then you can get to a point where you can change that thing that might have been negative or you might have saw as negative in the beginning, into something positive or into something that that helps you grow. Here's a blurb from Lisa Nichols, a little summary about her, um, and her website, Motivating the Masses. Definitely check it out. She has free resources. She has events. She has programs. She has she's a blog. Um, Definitely check her out. She's written 6 books. The 7th book, Abundance Now, is the one that I was referring to. Lisa Nichols is one of the world's most requested motivational speakers, as well as a media personality and corporate CEO whose global platform has reached nearly 80 million people. From a struggling single mom on public assistance to a millionaire entrepreneur, Lisa's courage and determination has inspired fans worldwide and helped countless audiences break through to discover their own untapped talents and infinite potential. She's founder and CEO of Motivating the Masses, and she has developed workshops and programs that have transformed lives of countless men and women and altered the trajectory of businesses throughout the country and across the world. Um, the book Abundance Now is what I was listening to an interview on. That's what actually made me choose her. But it talked about different things that she went through and how she developed that mindset. And this mental health series is really about developing a mindset. It's really about developing a mindset of growth and a mindset where you continue to kind of, one of my favorite phrases is roll with the punches. Like, you have to learn to roll with the punches because they're going to happen, but you still want to, like, you don't want it to stop you or you don't want it to slow you down. And I like a lot of the points that Imani had in her letter because that's pretty much a lot of things that she was saying to herself.
I really like that you highlighted Lisa Nichols because I also think that just being in the motivation space is really hard. When we pick the people that we pick, I not only think about the person, but what they do and and what it takes to stand out in the field that they're in. And everybody's motivating, well, they think they're motivating, on Twitter. I mean, COVID just brought out the most motivating people you ever seen. So I think that it's really great to see people with longevity in a space that have done the hard work to grow in those disciplines and create real programs that have proven results, like her, and to just have an influence that spans for so long, because that's really what we want. We talk about it often where I don't want to be successful just this year or, be a person that's like, oh, remember that thing they did way back when? That was good. But you really want to study people that have a lengthy legacy, one that they're still walking in today, and one that they could continue to reproduce other leaders, reproduce other like birth courses that other people have been thinking about making and things like that. So I just really appreciate that in this day and age of like a microwave society, to see someone who's been on that like slow cooker journey and is still on it. So I think that's just really exciting to have an example like this for someone who is still out there, still pursuing their goals and dreams and helping us do it as they go. I really like that you highlighted Lisa Nichols, because I also think that just being in the motivation space is really hard. When we pick the people that we pick, I not only think about the person, but what they do and what it takes to stand out in the field that they're in. And everybody's motivating. Well, they think they're motivating, on Twitter. I mean, COVID just brought out the most motivating people you ever seen. So I think that it's really great to see people with longevity in a space that have done the hard work to grow in those disciplines and create real programs that have proven results, like her, and to just have an influence that spans for so long, because that's really what we want. We talk about it often, where I don't want to be successful just this year, or be a person that's like, oh, remember that thing they did way back when? That was good. But you really want to study people that have a lengthy legacy, one that they're still walking in today, and one that they could continue to reproduce out of, reproduce other leaders, reproduce other like birth courses that other people have been thinking about making and things like that. So I just really appreciate.
Amongst the prestigious awards and honors bestowed upon Lisa for her extensive work are the Humanitarian Award from the country of South Africa, the Ambassador Award, the Lego Foundation's Heart of Learning Award, the City of Henderson, Nevada named November 20th as Motivating the Team Spirit Day, the City of San Diego named April 25th Motivating the Masses Day, and the City of Houston, Texas named May 9th as Lisa Nichols Day for her dedication to service, philanthropy, and healing. And we just want to thank you, Lisa Nichols, for all that you do, and she is our phenomenal woman of the week. Amongst the prestigious awards and honors bestowed upon Lisa for her extensive work are the Humanitarian Award from the country of South Africa, the Ambassador Award, the Lego Foundation's Heart of Learning Award, the City of Henderson, Nevada named November 20th as Motivating the Team Spirit Day, the City of San Diego named April 25th Motivating the Masses Day, and the City of Houston, Texas named May 9th as Lisa Nichols Day for her dedication to service, philanthropy, and healing. And we just want to thank you, Lisa Nichols, for all that you do, and she is our phenomenal woman of the week. Amongst the prestigious awards and honors bestowed upon Lisa for her extensive work are the Humanitarian Award from the country of South Africa, the Ambassador Award, the Lego Foundation's Heart of Learning Award, the City of Henderson, Nevada named November 20th as Motivating the Team Spirit Day, the City of San Diego named April 25th Motivating the Masses Day, and the City of Houston, Texas named May 9th as Lisa Nichols Day for her dedication to service, philanthropy, and healing. And we just want to thank you, Lisa Nichols, for all that you do, and she is our phenomenal woman of the week. Amongst the prestigious awards and honors bestowed upon Lisa for her extensive work are the Humanitarian Award from the country of South Africa, the Ambassador Award, the Lego Foundation's Heart of Learning Award, the City of Henderson, Nevada named November 20th as Motivating the Team Spirit Day, the City of San Diego named April 25th Motivating the Masses Day, and the City of Houston, Texas named May 9th as Lisa Nichols Day for her dedication to service, philanthropy, and healing. And we just want to thank you, Lisa Nichols, for all that you do, and she is our phenomenal woman of the week. Amongst the prestigious awards and honors bestowed upon Lisa for her extensive work are the Humanitarian Award from the country of South Africa, the Ambassador Award, the Lego Foundation's Heart of Learning Award, the City of Henderson, Nevada named November 20th as Motivating the Team Spirit Day, the City of San Diego named April 25th Motivating the Masses Day, And the city of Houston, Texas named May 9th as Lisa Nichols Day for her dedication to service, philanthropy, and healing. And we just want to thank you, Lisa Nichols, for all that you do, and she is our phenomenal woman of the week. Amongst the prestigious awards and honors bestowed upon Lisa for her extensive work are the Humanitarian Award from the country of South Africa, the Ambassador Award, the Lego Foundation's Heart of Learning Award, the City of Henderson, Nevada named November 20. And in our second part, I'm going to read my letter to myself. I wrote a letter to my pre-entrepreneurial self, more like my high school self, on things that I was thinking about and kind of planning, but, didn't necessarily see things how they would be, when I was younger. Dear Brooke, I know you want to run businesses on your own, but it is a little harder than what it looks. Start today and map out a thorough path to your goal. This path may look different than others, and it may even include some other accomplishments along the way. However, this path is a life journey to where you want to end up in life. Also remember, your parents both went to college and worked in corporate America before they built their business. The experience that you will receive during this time is invaluable and will be used for many years to come. Working customer service is going to open your eyes to the golden rule and the platinum rule. This will allow you to learn how to reach others genuinely, always. You will learn sales, and this will teach you how to truly close a sale by showing your client how the product or service will benefit them. This will take you a long way later when you decide to close deals for your company. Having your son at a younger age is not devastating. It is actually liberating and will teach you maturity and discipline at a time when you could be unruly. Your son will bless you tremendously and pull you away from things that should not be in your life. Pay attention to your surroundings and take note of sacrifices made by others. Know the meaning of actions and not just words. Know the meaning of intention and not just happenings. All of these things will pave your way through life. The many ways God has had your back. Always remember and keep in the back of your mind as He will continue to have your back through life. In your darkest hours, I promise God will be right there. He will always send ministering angels to guide you when you think there is no other way. Remember all that you learned growing up from your parents, grandparents, teachers, and other family members. This knowledge will guide you throughout difficult times and throughout processes. Last but not least, you have been given all the tools, and it is up to you to know when and where to use them. There is nothing you need on this journey but your confidence in you. So, my letter is about encouragement. Like, in high school, I saw things a different way. Being 23, 22 years out of high school, I see things very differently. And I see that, as you go through things and as you go through challenges and difficulties, they are often for your good. And, in our younger mindset, we don't always see that, or we don't always understand that. Some of the things that we go through can be kind of devastating, and it's not devastating. It's actually a good thing. It's actually part of what makes you you, or what makes you future you. And just I challenge young people out there to not toss away what was taught to you, but like, don't sweat the small things. Don't sweat the small things. And if it's not something that affects tomorrow, then let it go. Like, let it go, or try to let it go, or process it, deal with it, and move on. Um, a lot of times we get caught up in thoughts, we get caught up in fear, we get caught up in the unknown. And those actually aren't things to be fearful of. They're actually things to be kind of excited about or kind of inquisitive about. So I just challenge all young people to look forward to tomorrow and know that even through the struggle, there's greatness on the other side. Your reflections, Imani?
Yes, absolutely. I really liked your letter because I think that it kind of goes back to what I was saying about how we have a vision for how things will go, and um, also when you're young, I think we feel almost too confident in that vision. Like I'm gonna do this, 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 and we try to draw like hard lines in life where it's like, well, if my mama don't agree with me, then maybe I don't need to talk to my mama about my dreams, or so and so. But it's like when you get old and you look back on it, it's like, wow, even if family members or friends disagreed with you, in a boardroom meeting, you want people who disagree with you so you can get to the best final result, which is a combination of things like how many people want to start a business overnight? And you're like, oh, great. Do you have any money? Do you have any plans? And they're like, no, you're a hater. You're a hater. It's like, no, you're going to learn real fast when after you buy your first batch of products and they sell out and you don't have the ability to buy any more. So it's kind of like just that maturity thing like you were talking about. And I liked how respectful you were to your younger self. It sounds strange to say, but I think sometimes in life when we look back, like, man, why did I make that choice? Or why didn't I take this route? And I think it's easy to be hard on ourselves, but I like how you just showed how all things work together. All things will be working together to produce who you become. So it sounds like, I could be wrong, but it sounds like even now as an adult, you don't regret that. That's what came across to me in your letter, like telling your younger self, okay, you did some things, you did some things, but I don't regret them because all the things that you did helped me to be who I am today. So I really, really like that.
Big philosophies is definitely we are a product of our choices and things that happen to us throughout life. And I'm very grateful. I mean, there were days that I wasn't grateful. Um, but I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for both of my children. I'm grateful for being a single mom. I'm grateful for the help that I did get, and I'm grateful for the help that I didn't get. Because it taught me things. It taught me things that made me a better person and made me who I am today, and the person, like why I work the way I work or why I do things that I do, because of the happenings in life. And I just feel like if we knew there was a plan or there was a bigger picture, like if we could see the bigger picture, what would we move the way we move, things like that. And I constantly try to challenge my sons, my daughter. They're both, one's a teenager, one's 20. But I try to, challenge them constantly to look at the bigger picture, look at what you're getting out of this. Even my younger son, there's situations with him that, you might not love the situation right now, but look at where this situation is going to take you 10 to 20 years down the line mentally. You know what I mean? And you're going to move differently because of that. So before we wrap up this episode and tell you all happy holidays, we always want to give a call to action. And this year, this episode, we want to challenge you to do the same. To write a letter to yourself. I love that Imani said she does this every year. And honestly, this might be something that I start doing every year. I actually really like this task. I liked reflecting, and I liked talking to my younger self because you never know, what is going to happen, and we always have a different perspective in the beginning of the year, and then at the end of the year, things happen differently, or things don't go the way we planned, but they still may go well, but it might just not be the way we thought it was going to be. So we want to challenge you all to do the same. Dive into the details of the things you learned and consistent problems, and and ways that you benefited, like when you saw that something was a problem, but it then ended up coming out better in the end. Anything you want to add, Imani?
Yeah, this year, I could not have planned this year, okay? Like, I could not have planned this year, really any of the years, but especially this year. So, just what Brooke is saying about writing your expectations and writing your prayers and how things go on. I mean, some of the prayers that I prayed December of last year are impossible now. Like, not like a, oh, I don't have faith thing, but like certain people that they're attached to are like no longer living, So, I mean, it's just like the way that things change over time is just really mind blowing. But I like to think of I like to think of our prayers being answered and just our reflections being responded to, even if things don't go our way. So if I write something at the end of the year and then I look at it at the end of the next year, sometimes you might find that you either got what you wanted or you got a perspective that helped you to be able to go on without it. And both are good, solid answers. Like, both are good things that you can take away with you, and both cause you to grow in maturity and strength and gratitude for what you have and for your life. So I think seeing that really helps if you're kind of a control freak like I can be. Seeing that and seeing that things were out of your control, but you made it. You're in one piece. All is well. Is just a good practice to place yourself in annually. Just that practice of control what you can control, work on controlling your reactions, yourself, all the stuff we talked about all year long, and kind of let everything else happen as it may, and just watch how it all works out and it all works together for your good. So I just think that it's really encouraging. We're all really excited and we're like, yeah, I'm going to do all this stuff. Like at the beginning of the year, the first 2 weeks, the gym is full. Last 2 weeks, empty. Um, but I think like the beginning of the year tends to be all about us, what we're going to do. The end of the year tends to be all about like what happened to us, what I've been through. So I just think that having that reflection, not just annually, but monthly, weekly, is such a good idea. Like for all the reasons that you stated.
So we want to wish you all happy holiday. We also want to tell you, get your word for the year ready, because we are definitely going to have our word for the year in the beginning of the year. And we just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is that you and your family celebrate. We just want to send our love from our family to yours. And we thank you all for listening. Our program would not be what it is without you. And we want to just wish you a happy holiday season.
Absolutely. Have fun with your family, even if they get on your nerves, because remember, you're going to write a journal entry about them next year. All right. So, as always, we are wishing all of you beautiful angels a blessed and productive or not so productive week as the holidays do you.
And remember, you all will get through this valley too. Thank you for listening, and we will see you all next year.
Bye.
Guidance given during this program are
God
only
got me
reflections of our personal
planting his
experience
seeds. Let
and
me
is not a
breathe,
substitute
cause I
for
need
professional
you.
advice.
Stay
Change
faithful,
is your
not hateful. I'm playful, cause he got me. He called me his angel. I'm flying to heaven. Just know that he sent me.